Yo, 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 yo. Ah, man, we here.
Yeah, yes.
Um, Glenn will be here momentarily. So don't worry, he's not gonna be here. He is gonna be here. Um, he's just running a few minutes late.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we do want to make sure we discuss this particular thing, though, because it's trending, but two, I think it's important that us, the Savage Patriots, give our 15 cents on it. Because everybody else seems to be giving it, but they all give it from a interesting, irrational, it feels like, perspective. Um, and so we're going to look at the details first before we give our assessment of the situation. In case any one of you are in the dark, a man is accused of running over an off-duty traffic stopping police officer, one of those traffic directing cops.
Mm-hmm.
Running him over and killing him after his son was shot dead during an altercation with police. In his estimation, the son did nothing wrong. He was a part of the didn't do nothing clan. And one of the didn't do nothings.
Do nothing.
They're kind of like Jedi anymore. You didn't you didn't see me do anything. And we're going to watch the body cam and break down what actually happened to the son, and then try and decipher whether the father operated out of a logical sense of retribution, or if he suffered from what the Boondocks would have called a nigger moment. And yes, I will be using that term today. Get mad if you want. But I'm using it in the correct way, as an insult, not as a term of endearment. I want to make everybody aware. The way I see that word is fully insult or comedic. It is not an uplifting term. Okay, so I want to make sure I set the boundary for that. If you're familiar with the Boondocks, I was gonna. I'm thinking carefully now whether I played that one or I played it. You know what? I'm gonna play the definition. I'm gonna play the definition. That'd be better.
Yeah.
Let me get that one. I'm going to get this so we can set the mood for what we are going to discuss. Okay. And I think it's essential. I think it's quite essential to break this down. All right. Enjoy the statement because it's very factual. I don't care if YouTube gives us a copyright either.
We're already demonetized.
Now watch, okay? Watch what happens here. All it is an accidental bumping into another person. Some of you might look at this and think, this is an exaggeration. If you think that's an exaggeration, you obviously have not been keeping track of the social fabric of today's society.
Yeah.
Yep.
It takes
Definitely
less than
not an
this.
exaggeration.
It takes less than that sometimes.
Watch where you walking, nigga.
You see? And that's exactly how we talk to each other. Listen carefully to me. I know what's going to follow will hurt a lot of feelings. Okay? And it will upset a lot of you, but I want you to look at this from the perspective of analyzing why, since I'm black, why we behave this stupid. Okay? We have to understand, because this is part of our problem. Black America, this is part of our problem. We are overly emotional beings. We have no sort of compass to hold us down. Everything is volatile right off the top because you think that's being tough. No, that's being sissy. You're being feminine. You gay. Sorry to tell you that, but if you behave like this, you're probably a closeted homosexual.
Well, I have a question, though. It had to root from somewhere, because I don't recall 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, well, 40s, 50s, 60s African-American communities acting this belligerent like this.
Well, because there was still a family structure. There was still a family structure there. Now there isn't one.
Yeah. Well,
and the problem is that we gave into the idea that we don't need it, the same way the women today are giving in. I don't need no man.
Nah.
Same idea. You don't need a father in the house. Women are strong and independent. And then you raise effeminate dudes that act like this. And they think they're tough. Then they go to prison and bend each other over. So I'm just saying, you ain't that tough.
Hey, what you say, nigga?
Watch closely. You're about to experience a nigga moment. Webster defines the nigga moment as a moment when ignorance overwhelms the mind of an otherwise logical Negro male.
What did you say, bitch, nigga? Hey, squeeze it, nigga.
Causing
And that's exactly how we act. And this is what they say.
him to act in an illogical, self-destructive manner, i.e., like a nigga.
And this is how we get to where we are now.
Yeah, and Marlon, what was that T-shirt design you came up with?
Oh, yeah.
Ban.
Yeah. Blacks against the N-words.
Yep.
Now, the reason I showed that, I didn't say we, because I did. The reason I showed that is to set up what we have as a groundwork for what you're about to hear in this story. Now, a majority, and I do say a majority, unfortunately now, the majority of Black America thinks that they need to react instead of think things through. The problem when they do a reaction is that you set yourself up for something even worse to happen to you. Mm-hmm. In this situation, a young man lost his life because he was an idiot. And then the father was twice an idiot by acting a fool without logically thinking his actions through. Because he thought, if I do something like that, they're going to definitely be afraid of me. No, all you're going to do is get yourself in jail and nothing will change. Your son ain't coming back and now you gone too. So you technically acted a fool on behalf of your son and became just like your son, removed from society. So we're gonna look at what exactly happened. Yes, see, Diane knows. Oh, someone steps on your new sneakers. I'll smell new shoes.
I mean,
and while you're doing that, Marlon, why they promote things like this and call it part of the culture. So they're saying people that act like this and like that video Marlon showed, they consider it part of the culture. And then they give these young boys, like this young boy that got killed, the term YN, promoting their behavior by giving them a title, YN. And that's a problem.
Well, I even recall Nelly even made a song called Stepped on My J's. And it's just like, even that stigma alone started it.
Yep. Yep. Everything's about the reaction, something volatile. You do this, I'm going to do it. It's the same way, I'm going to say it, same thing that Carmelo Anthony admitted to saying. Do something and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do.
Right.
But why? I don't understand it, but I do understand it because we've been allowed to think that this is the best solution when in all reality, if you look at history, the action that we're doing leads to more of us getting erased off this planet.
Yep.
Not to more of us having something gotten done. You get yourself in more hot water by doing this stupidity. Either fighting each other or fighting law, and you don't take care of things where they're supposed to be taken care of. You don't even give it the chance. So if there's no precedent set in the court, how you expect to find precedents at all? You don't even take it there. You take it to the streets. You know what ends up happening? Precedent gets set in the street.
Yeah.
You guys don't see the track record? The more you do something, the more it occurs. You don't take it to where it should be taken care of to get something set in stone. No, you take care of it in the street, and now that's set in stone. Hence your actions. So we're going to look first at the body cam. Right? It's not an extended body cam, although there is some others out there. We're going to take a short look at it and listen to what the officer had to say.
Police say 18-year-old Ryan Hinton aims his gun at officers. He's got a gun. Police shoot and kill him. Today on MLK Drive, a deputy is working traffic control for UC graduation when a driver crashes into him.
There is a connection between these two incidents.
Chief, is the person who hit the deputy the father of the person who was shot yesterday?
Yes.
Ryan Hinton's father, 38-year-old Rodney Hinton, is charged with aggravated murder in the deputy's death. He was taken to University Hospital in critical condition. Hours later, the Hamilton County Sheriff's deputy dies.
Okay. So now 2 lives and nothing is done.
Mhm.
2 lives gone. Nothing's really done about it. It's just, they're just gone. So my question is, what benefit was there outside of saying that you killed somebody? What was the benefit of doing what he did? There was no benefit. All he did was make things worse for Black America.
Yep.
Because you know what people are going to see you as now? An overreactive little female. That's what you are now. You're not a protective father, because if you were a protective father, your son wouldn't be in the car that he was in. If you were a present father, none of this would have happened. Now all of a sudden you want to get protective and go kill people. That's not logical. Like, not even in the remotest sense is that logical. So we're going to look again at another news forecast and see if we can get a clearer view of what happened.
He's got a gun. He's got a gun on your right. On your right.
In a matter of seconds. It all began with a stolen vehicle, a Kia from Edgewood, Kentucky.
I want people to catch what was just said. Stolen.
Mm-hmm.
Stolen vehicle. Okay, I just want to make sure we get that. Okay, good.
GPS tracking led the investigation here, a condo complex in East Bryce Hill. Officers arrived, and Chief Terry Thiegy explains what happened next.
All 4 individuals get out and start running.
On your right. On your right.
All 4? So he didn't stand up and say, I was just sleeping. This is the narrative they're passing. He was sleeping in the car. He was just sleeping, and they shocked him by waking him up. That's what they wanted to believe. All 4 ran. If you weren't part of the crew, you know, either done, just stayed. You stand in the car, put your hand up, and be arrested if that's the case, and plead your case where it can be pled. No, you took off running. Okay.
Some in different directions. So officers decide which individual they're going to pursue. One officer decides to pursue the individual who we now know had a firearm in his hand.
At some point,
I had what?
Click, click. The firearm.
Did he say a firearm in his hand?
Yep.
Huh. Interesting. But he's a didn't do nothing, right? Okay, cool.
the person with the gun slips.
They heard the metal from the firearm hit the concrete. This individual gets up, still has the firearm in his hand.
You can see it right there.
Yeah.
You can see it pretty much right there. Okay.
And continues to run through the dumpsters.
And if you look, his hand is bladed with the gun pointed down. If he was just running, that is not how you run away. Just FYI. I don't recall ever running with my hands between my thighs like that. He has the gun. So what you're trying to tell me, if I hear the gun, see the gun, I must wait till the gun is almost fired on me to react? No. No. You put yourself in this stupid position. You carrying something you're supposed to have. You're running from the cops with a gun in your hand. What the hell do you expect to happen? I would like to know, what exactly do you think was going to happen if you leave a car with a gun pointed down and running? What police are just supposed to say, don't worry, it's just a Batman water gun. Don't worry about it. But he didn't do nothing. Welcome, Glenn.
What's up, everybody? Sorry I'm late.
That's okay. We told him that you were being black. He was operating on black people time. So
we on that CPT.
C, a B, a T. So
hey, it's the same thing Coy used to do.
That's right.
PPT time.
Hey, he blending in, baby.
Decoy.
The officer who fired the shots was chasing another suspect before he made contact with the armed suspect.
The officer who did discharge his firearm said that when the individual came out between the dumpsters, he had the firearm in front of him. It was in like a bladed position, and it was pointed at the officer.
Now, that's the only discrepancy I see from what she said to the video. But if I see you coming around the corner from a dumpster and it's in a bladed position down like this, it is not contrary to my mind to think, you know what? That could easily be pointed at me.
Yep.
Am I just going to think, oh, he's just running with the gun to point it down and aim at rats and raccoons and some squirrels or something, or a roach on the ground or something? No, come on, people. Logic has to set in at some point. You expect these police officers to wait until the bullet is in the air, pull a Neo, and then say, see, now I know he means business, and then I will take action. No. If you set yourself up to be, it's no different than defensive driving. If I see someone driving erratic, I'm not going to wait till they almost come ramming into me to decide what I'm going to do. No, I take evasive action early to avoid said stupidity. But we somehow feel like police shouldn't do it. I just don't understand it. I really don't.
And he felt threatened for his life, and that's why he discharged his firearm.
As he should.
4 to 5 rounds were fired. The suspect was hit twice, given medical care right away, and died. Thiegy says this is the gun the suspect had. A semi-automatic with an extended magazine, with another magazine in his pocket.
Okay. So now we have the groundwork. And this, FYI, is what the father killed a cop for. Just want to make sure we understand, because I don't want to listen to no stupid idiots out there, the fools out there that want to talk about, oh, he's just trying to defend his son. If you are trying to sell me on him defending his son's honor, but want to negate what the son was doing, you're a buffoon. I don't know how else to explain that to you. Thoughts, guys?
So, I'm here in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you know in Ohio, first of all, you have to be 21 to purchase a gun. So let's get that out of the way. He did not have that gun legally. Mm-hmm. And my man's got extended clips and all this other stuff. He made a series of bad choices that unfortunately he can never repeat again. And he can't even repent from them and learn from them because
he's gone.
Well, you see gun and boom, there it is. But I just love the fact that now, of course, we're having to ask, is this also racially motivated?
Yeah.
Was the father would he have targeted the cop if it had been a black cop, or did it specifically need to be a white cop? Those are just questions I'm asking in my head.
My question is, if you are such a man, go after the cop the same way the cop went after your kid. Why using a car? Square up.
Yeah. And in the original police, in the original report, the news report, did they mention his race in the report?
No.
Okay. Because that would answer the question about are they trying to make it racially motivated? That's why I asked that.
I think the father is. Definitely the father is. And you'll see it in his facial expressions.
So, Your Honor, in 2017, there was a domestic violence charge where the defendant pled guilty to disorderly conduct. In 2019, there was an assault conviction out of Hamilton County.
See, what this is telling me, this body language, is he doesn't want his criminal record read.
Yep.
It also tells me that he has a history of reacting stupidly to situations. And if he's behaving that way, more than likely his son saw and also had the same mindset. So for all this thought process about he was just trying to be a stand-up good father. No, he wasn't. No, he was doing what he normally does, which is react, not think things through, not logically walk things out. No, he knee-jerk reaction because that's his whole life story.
Yeah.
I will chalk it. I will even give him the benefit of maybe his daddy wasn't, but the odd things you'll hear from his daddy. This one's daddy. This is the few times you'll see fathers there. They say fathers are available to have a relationship with his son. But what if the relationship that the father has with the son is a bad one, like teaching the son worse behavior? It seems like it's one of those situations.
And on that, let's not forget that this man, this 18-year-old man, he was grown. So the father probably had a lot to do with his upbringing, but at the time of this shooting, he was an 18-year-old grown man.
It's bad impulse control, and it's just low emotional intelligence.
Yes.
Plain and simple.
Plain and simple.
But let's not forget that, like Glenn said, it was a series of bad choices. I mean, he was in a stolen car for one.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that kicked it off. So however you look at it, he was involved in a crime one way or another.
One way.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, I'm not saying that, he should have died No, in fact, I said at the very onset, stay in the car. If you didn't do nothing, give up. Even if you got to the point where the police found you after stealing a car, the most you would have gotten time for was for grand theft auto.
Yep.
I think we need to make T-shirts that say "Comply, don't die." I mean, that'd be great. Just throw it out.
Only white people would wear it, though.
I can see the Uncle T comments flooding the.
Yeah. That's true.
Let's see what other charges they knew about him.
And I believe there is an assault conviction out of Middletown from 2023 and an aggravated menacing conviction out of Middletown from that same.
Now, 23 is only a year and a half away from now, right? 23. So this is not something ancient or far away from his history. This is very recent.
Yeah.
He is not behaving now some way that he only behaved years ago. This is something he has been known to do recently. So I don't want to hear about, well, you're just bringing up his criminal past. No, it's not just criminal past. It's recent past. And that matters because what they're going to be looking at to see if this is something that he has to do.
Yep. That's what I was going to say. I mean, bringing up his criminal past brings up patterns. Does he have a pattern of this type of, violence or lashing out like this? And it shows that he does. So that whole argument, it was a crime of passion that they're talking about, or he wasn't right in the head, maybe. But does he have a pattern of committing crimes and committing acts of violence? Yes.
I mean, he's 38. Like, at some point in time, 38. He was like 37, 36 when he committed that one crime back in 2023. I mean, really? You're 36? Doing this nonsense?
And this is the father of the one that ran the car into the cop. Okay. Here we go. I like how it says Ryan Hinton's grandpa and not Hinton Jr.'s dad. Yes, of course, but look, it's by design. Even the man's grandpa is around, y'all. Y'all can't use a stereotype of the men aren't around. The question is he a man? Let's see what he says.
I'm Rodney Hinton Sr. I want to give a condolence out to the officers that got killed. My whole family. I'm asking for forgiveness, and I've been praying hard for the officer that killed my grandson. I've been praying hard for him and his family because I know he's hurting off this. As I seen in the video about my grandson, I seen two scared people.
Let's not lie, Grandpa. Let's not lie. Your son is your grandson is in no way, shape, or form in the same region of fear as the police officer. Let's not look. You start, and I like how you started off trying to be all, I forgive, and I've been praying. And they always go to God every time this happened. God's come to show up somehow. Ain't no way to find God before this. All of a sudden, something happened. Oh my Lord, thank you, Jesus. I'm gonna start praying. All of a sudden, Jesus strong. You instantly become a Pentecostal Baptist. Like it's crazy. Like, you're gonna catch the Holy Spirit, start speaking in tongues in front of the mic. Everything to do with God, just show up. It is not the same. Your grandson possessed something illegally, did something illegal, and then ran from responsibility. That's not fear. At least not the kind of fear that the officer would have felt, which was fear for life. That is fear for getting caught and going to jail. But if you're that much of a Billy Badass, why not just accept your punishment? You can go to jail. You tough, right? You can handle it.
Yeah.
You're doing the stuff to go to jail anyway, so why are you afraid of jail? Unless you are banking on getting shot by the cops and hoping for a payday. Because I can see that too.
Which
the officer scared, and I see my grandson scared. So it's an unfortunate incident that happened. So that's all I seen. It was like I didn't see the police there trying to kill. No, what I seen was two persons made a mistake.
No. One person made a mistake that led to the other person having to take what we call action. Stop trying to divert blame. Stop trying to avoid the situation. Stop trying to lie about things. Just stop, man.
Marlon, one thing I noticed in incidences that happen like this, whether it be that last one, Carmelo Anthony, and this one, is the lack of accountability.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't get parents get up there and say, my child, wrong. You'll never hear that. They're always trying to say, well, you know, this person did this, and they're always trying to shift the blame instead of saying, hey, we take accountability for it, and it happened, and it shouldn't have happened, and we should have been there and taught them better, or whatever the parent has to say. But it's the lack of accountability that we constantly see.
It's just crazy to me that this is a statement he's actually feeling brazen enough to make.
I mean, the crazy part.
Go ahead.
The crazy part here is that this is 3 generations. I mean, you got the patriarch of the family right here, making excuses for his 38-year-old son who has had a criminal history, who committed another crime on his own son, because his own son committed a crime. So this is 3 generations of entitlement, enablement, and bad parenting.
It's generational trauma.
It's the system.
No, yeah. This is what you call racism inherent in the system.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
I guess. I mean, I'm trying to figure it out myself right now.
My grandson made a mistake being there, and the officer, he was trying to get back to his family too. So
let me see if I get this right. Your grandson made a mistake being there. Okay, let's look. To Glenn's statement. Let's count how many mistakes he made. Oh, how I love thee. Let me count the ways.
Don't steal a car. Don't run for the police officer. Don't get out. Don't comply. You're going to die. Don't brandish a weapon when you get out of said vehicle that you just escaped from. I mean, we can keep going.
Yeah, let's keep going.
There's a lot of them, right? Okay, so let's see which one he could have stopped at. Let's see which mistake he could have stopped at. Let's see. Okay, see, I'm going to give him a clean slate. Yeah, a clean slate. Okay, he just went with his friends. He had no intention of doing nothing wrong. He went with his friends. His friends said, let's go get a car to joyride in. First mistake, listening to your friends. You could have said, nah, man, bro, come on, man. We could get in trouble. Come on, man. And they said, no, do it. And your first mistake is saying, all right, let's roll. Say it wasn't his gun. Say one of his friends said, hey, man, hold on to this in case the ops pull up. He don't have ops, just the 3 guys you're with. And he say, no, man, I'm not going to touch that, man. Look, I'm not supposed to have that. Come on, man, you're a sissy. Hold it. And he decided to hold the gun. Mistake number 2. Now, both of them he could have walked away from. Okay, good.
Yeah.
They take off. Car gets reported as stolen. Now they're running from the cops. And now the car gets pulled over. And they're running. Now everybody but him leave the car. They leave him with the gun. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt here the whole time. He's thinking, okay, I have a gun. They're running. Cops are nearby. What should I do? I'm going to run with the gun in my hand out the car. That's mistake number 3. Now, those I could give you as mistakes. No, I can't. Those are poor decisions. So first, you went into the company of people that don't like you. You do something that was illegal by participating in a theft of a car. You had, at the age you were, the illegal possession, whether you purchased it or not, of a firearm. Then you take off running from a police chase while holding the firearm. One more step. You fall, and pick back up the gun to continue running. When you could have just drop the gun, lay it on your stomach, and say, I'm sorry, arrest me. I give up. In fact, let's do some time travel and go back in the car, hold a hand up, drop the gun in the front seat, and say, I give up. Let's do some more time. Man, I'm not touching that gun. Back up again. No, I'm not stealing no car. I'm going home. But you know what could have happened if he said no?
Man,
his three friends could have killed him.
Punk. You
lame.
And you lame. And he gonna know and snitch that we were stealing a car. And you know what they probably would have done to him?
Yeah.
Killed him.
Yep.
And you know what had never happened? Justice. You know who would have got off? the three of them, because you know what? They would have never known who did it.
That's right.
Never known, because that's how it happens in the hood.
Well, here's the thing. Thomas Sowell wrote a book a long time ago describing how Black culture is actually destroying Black Americans. It's like we have a tendency to glorify those who do wrong, as opposed to uplift those who are trying to do the right thing. Like the guy who's trying to do the right thing, the one who goes to work every day, provides for his family, that dude's lame. Yeah. But the drug dealer on the side of the corner, they got 15 baby mamas, don't care, take care of none of his kids, showing his kids the wrong way to go. That's the guy we want to look up to and glorify. Mm-hmm. See, we got things backwards, and that's what's going on in this instance right here. This kid done seen how his father's lived his life. His father's been in and out of prison, in and out of his life more than likely because he's been in and out of prison. Not ever showing this young man how to actually be a man. And look what happens. Denzel Washington said it best. If you don't have a father in a home, you will find a father in the streets. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, this young man got caught in the trap, and he don't get to make this mistake again.
Now, the father learned from the grandfather, as you can tell, because the grandfather made mistakes. Not mistakes, sorry, excuses. Mm-hmm. So what happens when the son continues to happen and do, and the father, this man here, keeps making excuses for his son? The son thinks it's okay. My dad approves. My dad understands. So I'll just keep acting the way I act. So if the father isn't doing what the father is supposed to do, the next generation will have the same effect. I'm doing what I want to do. I'm going to let my son do what he got. You know what? We hustling out here. This is all we can do because you just don't understand what we have to work with. And for people who say that you're afraid of police, you sure do put yourself in front of them a lot. Like, okay,
that's true.
If I say I'm afraid of dogs, you know what I don't go doing? This is one thing. When I was small, I was definitely afraid. You couldn't get me to look at dogs on TV. The only dog I ever watched on TV was Littlest Hobo. I don't know if y'all remember Littlest Hobo. I couldn't even watch Lassie, but Littlest Hobo I could watch. I didn't even watch Old Yeller. I dislike dogs. We lived on the street, and about 2 houses down on the left and 1 house down on the right, there were dogs. And I had to pass by these fences at least twice every week. When I told you I dreaded it, and the first thing my body wanted to do was run past it. But I was also told, you do that, they're going to smell fear, and they might chase you. Mm-hmm. So one day, I'm walking, and fear got the better of me, and boy, I ran, and I was booking. The dog found a little slot in the fence. He found a slot in the fence. And you know what he did? He smelled fear. Came. Well, look, I tell you, Usain Bolt couldn't catch me that day. Usain Bolt, he couldn't. I probably broke all kinds of records that day. Got home. And I told myself there is no way I'm trusting any dog, whether behind the fence or anywhere. I just told I'm just not going down that street. I'll find a way. I found ways around that area to find my way where I was going to go. See, that's being afraid of something. If you're afraid of the cops, you do not consistently find ways to present yourself to them to make yourself deal with that fear.
Right.
I'm trying to figure out how that works for y'all. Anybody can explain that to me at all?
It's a lot of it stems from generational trauma. Just it's passed down and down and down. So, to start at grandpa, it's passed down to dad. That continues on. His son's going to continue on. And there has to be some point in time where somebody has to break that cycle. But the minute a lot of these kids try to break the cycle, they're getting called exactly what Glenn said. You're a lame. You're a sellout. You don't, you want to be white, whatever they throw out there. So a lot of these kids, based off that pressure and that peer pressure, get stuck where they really don't want to be. And then they end up with cycle over and over, and it's just going to continue. So these kids have to just say, you know what, screw what they say about me. I'm going to break this cycle. I'm going to teach my kids not to fear the police. I'm going to teach my kids how to be an outstanding citizen. Until that happens, we're going to continue to see this generation after generation after generation.
That's what I've seen. So it's not about revenge or anything. I have nothing against nobody. You know, my Lord and Savior is Jesus Christ, and I represent Him. So, with that said, please, everybody, just try to forgive everybody who done anything to anybody.
Okay, forgive might be fine, but the law is not about forgiving. That's not how the law works. The law is based on action and consequence. There are tons of people who've been perpetrated against, and they forgive their perpetrator. Botham Jean, y'all remember Botham Jean? With that white lady police officer went into the wrong house and killed him. He went to my alma mater, college.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the family of Botham forgave her. On the stand, the brother forgave
The brother's testimony got me.
But what happened to her? Did she go to jail? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there was a crime committed and there's a consequence to the crime. You asking people to forgive has nothing to do, zero to do with what is about to happen to your son and what happened to your grandson. They did something and the law demands a punishment. It's not an if they did it. We know they did something. It's on 4K, something more like a Nokia potato camera, but it's out there. You need to stop making the excuse. It's not an excuse. It's not a time for excuses. And Jesus might forgive you. The parents might forgive. I don't care who forgives you here. It is not about their forgiveness when it comes to law, homie.
But it's just interesting, though. How are you going to insert a faith angle to this when your history of parenting has been atrocious? I mean,
it's opposite of faith.
Right. This is a last ditch effort to try and save face at this point for this grandfather. It seems like.
Now this is I think this is the brother, one of the brothers of the one that ran over. You were gonna say something, bro?
Yeah. I was just gonna say, and the problem I have here is that you get a lot of people out here all over social media trying to make this guy into a martyr. And I think I mentioned it in the group chat yesterday that doing things like this is going to get other people to see this action and think that it's okay. You know what I mean? So this will start something that's not going to end up well for the average citizen, and it's not going to work out for the police officers either. Because the police officers now have to worry. I'm doing my job right. I had to take somebody down. He happened to be a person or whatever, and now I got to worry about somebody retaliating against police. This is what this has kind of started.
This happened before. And I think it was back when the was it Michael Brown shooting? There was an incident where someone had walked by a police car parked. There were two officers in it, and the camera shows him blatantly walking up and just popping both of them in the car. And it took them weeks to find this guy.
That was George Floyd.
That was Floyd.
Yeah, that was after the George Floyd.
Right. So this is not a new thing of people doing the retaliatory thing. My thing is, if you are going to hear me out, I'm not condoning retaliation, but if you're going to make it a justified retaliation, target the person that did something to the people you think was wrongfully done to. You went after some rando dude that had nothing to do with it because he wore blue. That makes you a coward and scum. That's what that makes you. Now, I'm not saying the officers would be right to beat the tar off of you, but if they do it, they'd be acting like you, wouldn't they? In fact, they'd be more acting like justification than you would. You picked a random. They're picking the guy that actually did it.
Right.
You go to jail, and they decide, cameras ain't working. Body cam stopped too. The jail cell just happened to open. We just happened to have our batons, and we fell multiple times on his face.
Yep.
This is the stuff you set people up to do, man.
It's kind of goes into what Kitch was saying earlier about what kind of environment are we actually creating when we sit there and we demonize the police that we have. Like and we're telling young black men that the police are that boogeyman that's going to get you. Even though if you ever really look at statistics, you have a better chance of being an unarmed black man and getting struck by lightning than being killed by the police. Right. That's truth. Roland Fryer, you can go check out his study. But we're not creating an environment because cop pulls up to the car now, black kid's going to look nervous. Now the cop's going to be on guard because why are you nervous? You being nervous is going to make me nervous. And that's going to create an environment that stuff like this will happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And that's the problem. It just might. But again, and that would be, and even on the officer's part, that would be just as emotionally unstable as him running over the cop. Like I said, I'm not justifying it, but it perpetuates the actions of the next person over and over until somebody with some sort of emotional intelligence takes over.
Right.
This kind of stuff, it breeds itself. It's the most, I guess we would call it an infection. It is a very voracious virus. And until you have somebody that holds the cure within their self to actually contain themselves and teach the next generation to contain themselves, you're going to see more and more and more and more of this active. Look, for instance, okay, this Carmelo Anthony thing, it has bred this concept of if somebody even talks to you sideways, kill them.
Yeah.
That, understand this. Somebody says something to you you don't like. They say it. Words. You are then justified in killing them.
Mm-hmm.
Because it hurt you. It's a microaggression. And microaggressions are deemed okay to use actual aggression. That's what you call emotional immaturity.
Yeah.
That's right.
Who was that? Genty who was sitting there saying
Genty,
that?
yeah.
Moronic.
But all I know is this: Genty gonna mess around and somebody gonna poke him. He already got the braids beat off of him once. The next thing gonna get beat off of you gonna be your color and your life. You go ahead, man. Go ahead, bro. In fact, I hope you do it. I hope you act up and do that to somebody so you can go back to jail and stay there for the rest of your life. That's what I hope for you, Genty. I hope that you do it, and I hope the person lives long enough. I hope they live, though. I hope you try it and they live, and you get life to pay for the child that you abused and to pay for that too, because you seriously belong under the jail, if not in the chair without a sponge underneath that thing. Dry. That's what you should get, as a dry shock. But I digress.
Yeah, people, Genty, consciously, all the rest of them buffoons, they're all talk. Yeah. They will sit back, stir the pot, and they will sit back and watch someone else do exactly what they wouldn't do. And
well,
I didn't making money actually do it. This is what they do. They're there to stir the pot. They're actors. That's what I think. They're just political actors, activists who get on here, stir the pot, and will never, ever do it themselves.
They're grifters, Kitch.
Yeah.
It's lucrative for them.
We should We should try it, see what works for us.
I mean,
I don't think I could make it past 5 minutes grifting that long, man. It'll hurt my soul. I don't think I could do it.
What?
It takes
Being honest?
it takes a special kind of soulless person to think like that. Like, honestly.
Well, you got to look at people like Al Sharpton. He's been doing it for decades. You know, look at him.
Do you see what it made him look like? I'm not willing to do that.
Yeah,
weight loss ain't worth it that much to me. I'm good.
Y'all call him Al Sharpton. We call him Preacher Paulie.
Preacher
Paulie.
Oh man, he was good. Anyway,
guy.
Let's see what this other one has to say.
Marlon, Ryan.
Oh, God. Why you gotta have my name and act? Why you gotta have my name? Of all the names you have, of all the names, man.
Oh man, that's not good.
Look, you better not say something so stupid that you give people with the name Marlon. I swear, bro, I will become emotionally unstable. I'm gonna find you. No, I'm just kidding. You better not say nothing stupid. You better not say nothing stupid.
Spoiler alert.
Name Marlon.
Yeah,
spoiler alert.
Don't embarrass my name, man. Don't embarrass
say
my
something
name.
stupid. Watch.
Okay, Marlon. Park the emotions.
Yep.
My condolences to everybody involved in this. I just want to say, Ryan, I'm so sorry. God, please watch over the rest of my family.
Why? Just kidding.
I want to address all the negativity and saying he was being a stolen car, this and that.
But
listen,
so he wasn't in a stolen car? Maybe the person that owned the car mistakenly said it was stolen, and it was just borrowed without permission. He's already upset in my. He's already upset.
He was with him.
Yeah. he's already upset in my name, and it's golly. Oh.
He was supposed to be at home that night and shit. Let me get this out.
All fake, by the way. This
Has to be
fake.
Mm-hmm.
This is fake. This is what you call performance. And then, look, if it's one thing I'll give these black people, they should be in Hollywood, man. They'd make a better Marvel movie than the Marvel people would. Like, this is some good acting, like for real. Like, you know, that might earn him like some accolade. I don't know. It wouldn't be an Oscar or anything, but it would earn him an accolade, like honorable mention or something.
He had no business being on a stolen car, man. He had a bed to come home to.
Wait. So was it stolen or wasn't it stolen? You wanted to address people about the whole stolen car thing, but you said he wasn't supposed to be in a stolen car. He had a bed.
His name's Marlon Brown.
no.
But bro just looking for me to fight. He trying to make me. He trying to make me act like William Stinkmeaner. What you gonna do?
What's really good?
Hunk you trying to make me act like William H. Stinkmeaner. I'm not gonna do it.
Oh shit.
Oh man.
Slept in a car, he couldn't get in the house.
He slept in the car because he couldn't get in the house.
Why
So hold on. Your statement is he had a bed to come home to. That's what you said. Then you say you don't want to hear nothing about no stolen car. He wasn't supposed to be in no stolen car, but he was only in the stolen car because he couldn't get in his bed. But his bed was there for him. He had a bed at home, but didn't go into his bed, so he slept in the car.
Wait.
Again,
Was this before or after it was stolen?
Probably during. He slept walk.
So his three other friends came into the car that he stole to drive up. I'm confused.
No. See what happened was he was sleepwalking because he forgot that he had a bed.
Oh.
And he sleptwalked right into a stolen car that his friends just happened to be the ones that stole.
Oh.
He woke up after they had put the gun in his hand while he was sleeping. He woke up startled when the car crashed, and he took off running because that was what was happening in his dream.
I see.
And so he genuinely thought he was running from the three other guys, not the cops.
Questions.
So how did he know he couldn't get in the house?
Well, right? Okay. See how easy that was to explain to you? There you go. But you understand it now? I'm glad I could clarify for you.
Basically, what he's saying is,
yeah, you know
that,
yeah.
I totally get it.
Okay, I understood.
All it had to right. Wait, see where? Well, what had happened was.
I think he might have just incriminated himself.
What had happened was.
Did he think about this before he got up there and started talking?
No, he doesn't sound like he thinks a whole lot.
No,
but let him just get this out.
This would be me if I were in his household. Okay, this is the doppelganger Marlon. Okay,
all right. He called me like 6-9 times, like 2012 and one.
Wait, what?
I don't think that's a time, brother.
Wait. I listen. I'm not of the melanated.
I'm backing that up.
I'm not of the melanated persuasion, but what was just said? 6-9 what times?
It's like 50-11 times. He called him 50-11 times.
Okay, I'm gonna play it again.
369.
Play it again, okay? 8675309. Yeah, now I'm just gonna play it again and see if we can make sense of what he just said.
He called me like 6-9 times.
6-9 times.
Okay.
Like 12, like 2012 and one.
Like 12, like 2012 or more.
Okay, 12 to 1.
Like 12 or 2012 or more.
Okay.
Called me trying to get in. Text me. And I was asleep. I'm so sorry. This was never supposed to happen to you.
Can I ask the elephant in the room question? Was he aware that his person was out of the house? I'll give you an example. Hear me out. I have a 19-year-old. Weird. I have one that's actually that age. And he has had his own run-ins with juvie and stuff, and he's admitted his problems, and he understood that the stuff I was telling him, he did not listen to. If you talk to him, he'll tell you all of that. He's past all that crap now. But he has his own little life that he does. He'll go hang out with his friends. I got no problem with him hanging out with his friends. None at all. I know 90% of his friends. And most of his friends are afraid of me, as they should be, because they know I can fight. Now, they've come to try me, and they realize if I ever screw up, I'm dead. So I want them to have that holy fear of me so that if I do snap their spine, they understand why. Okay, good. He will leave, and he said, hey, Dad, I'm stepping out to go hang out with my friends. My question will be, what time are you coming back? I don't know. It'll be after bedtime. It'll be late. You know what I tell him? Okay, you got your key? Take your key. I can't find my key? Okay, I'll leave the back door unlocked. Or I'll leave a key outside here under this rug. When you come home, use the key, come in, lock the door behind you. It's called protecting your children by leaving them an access to your house. But of course, maybe you don't trust your son and his friends, and so you don't want to do that. You don't trust him. He's calling you, calling. He didn't go knock on the door. He didn't bang down the door to get in. That would have woken you up, by the way. I'm just trying to figure this out. 6 to 9 times he's calling, trying to get in, which would mean he's at the door. Bang, 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 bang. And he has a phone. Hear me out. Logic. He has a phone texting, calling. He couldn't call 911. Nothing? Okay.
We don't call the police.
The police got called anyway. He met them anyway.
I'm so sorry, Ryan. I'm so sorry, Ryan.
This is
just know he wasn't supposed to be there. He wasn't supposed to be there. He wasn't. He was scared. He tripped.
So are they, hold on. So let me make sure I got this right. Are they claiming that he wasn't involved with the stealing of the car or the carrying of the gun, or like he was riding, like joyriding with some friends and magically popped up in a stolen vehicle with a burner? Am I getting this right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Flesh that one out for me, Cajun. Flesh that one out for me. I don't want to take it the wrong way. You know me. I don't like taking stuff that I see and just assuming. I want people to flesh it out so I know.
I don't know, man. To me, it sounds like they said there was 3 other guys in the car with him, right?
Yeah,
took
four
off
took off running. Yeah, 4 took off.
But the cops only caught him.
No, he was the only one that got shot.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, took him out. I don't know, man. I'm thinking this guy might have been with him. He knows too much. How'd you know he was scared? How'd you know that?
Well, he was scared to be outside in the dark because everybody's afraid of the dark. He didn't have his nightlight.
Scared. How did you know? He wasn't supposed to be there. How did you know that? He wasn't supposed to be there.
Well, because he was supposed to be home. You get it? So now this is the family that showed up at the bond hearing for the car guy. Okay, the car guy. This is his bro.
I just want my brother to see me. I just want my brother to see me. My brother can't see me. They did this shit before. They did it before. I got video on them messing with my brother and me before.
What is he talking about?
They did what before? So here's what he's doing, right? He's setting up the premise for justification for what the brother did. In his mind, now they're setting up 2 things. He did it out of anger for his son, but he's also doing it because he knows what cops could do with him in private. Again, if you know that cops do this stuff to you, hear me out. I'm just stating something, a question. If I know cops are the most horrible, disgusting, racist, anger-filled people on God's green earth, this is what I know, right? Why in the world would I dabble in the one thing they're looking to kill people for? Hear me out. I know they look for crime. Wouldn't it behoove me to not dabble in crime?
I mean,
wouldn't it tell myself, you know what, man? If I stay as far away from the criminal element as I can, if they do mess with me, I could get some mad money.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think like that? No. You have all the records of a criminal, but still expect the police to treat you like you have no record at all.
Yeah.
Y'all are weird. Okay, I get it.
Now, I wonder if the brother had the same energy the last time his brother got picked up by the police in 2023.
Yeah, he probably screamed.
Do you think he had the same spectacle and all this crying and stuff?
I could believe it
in a courtroom.
I could believe it.
I doubt it.
The way he's screaming here,
this is all for the camera.
Yeah, I could believe it. Well, I'm saying he probably has footage of him doing it too. He was probably the one filming it.
He's doing it for the gram.
The grand scheme.
Yep.
I ain't do nothing. I just wanted my brother to see me. That's I ain't do nothing.
What are you talking about? You? Why are you making this about you? I didn't do nothing. You sound like a female, bro. Why do all of you do this? Why? What is the point of this? Where do you get doing this? What exactly are you hoping for people to do when you do this nonsense? I didn't even do nothing, man. I just want to see. All you have to do is, officer, I need to see my brother if it's okay. What do I have to do to see him? What procedure do I need to do to get to see him? It's called maturity, bro. It's called growing the hell up. Like you acting like a 5-year-old right now that didn't get a candy bar in the store and you never had a lick of discipline in your life. You act like a fool. Mm-hmm. You look like an absolute retard right now. You're not going to get anywhere. No one's going to let you in being this volatile. We don't know what you're capable of at this point anyway. Right now, we don't know. Man, come on, man.
And what is he going to do if he saw his brother? Like, what is going to happen? He wants to see his brother. Now what?
Now what? Precisely. Now what?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What are you going to do? Cry in front of him? See, he did this to show love and by being over emotional for the cameras, so that the people get in, making an emotional reaction, give an emotional reaction to his emotion, and they can up that GoFundMe money.
That part.
Just insane to me, man.
I don't understand what
I don't got words for this. I don't got words for it. I really don't. I'm trying. Okay, look, let me step off of my racist soapbox real quick, because I'm being racist right now. I don't want to have no racist soapbox. You know what I'm saying? Racism, race. I don't want to be a racist, but let me ask a question of the regular people out there, because he doesn't act very regular. What could possibly be the goal of that behavior? Like, okay, honestly, okay, let's assume that you are distraught. You're maximally distraught. You just want to see the dude. That's your guy. What do you expect people to gather from your behavior and say to themselves? What do you want from them to say, oh, he really wants to see his brother, we should just let him go in that state? Mm-hmm. Is that what you're expecting? You're already resisting things. You're pushing away from people. You're upset. Why should anybody let you go into an already volatile situation upset?
Right.
That's like going into parole to get your parole hearing and acting exactly the way that they put you in there for, and say, are you going to give me parole now? No, you're going to be in here for another 10 years. No, you're not coming out. No. You acting the same way you were when you came in, bro. behaving like Bert when he's upset with Ernie. Come on, man. Come on. I will never understand.
He was more upset at the brother. He was more upset about his brother being arrested for his crime than his nephew being killed. And the nephew's not even in the ground yet. It's just weird to me. Yes, your brother's not dead. He's locked up for a crime he committed, but your nephew is about to get buried. Aren't you that upset about that? You know what I mean?
Got to pick a struggle.
Yeah.
He's picked one, and he picked them, and he put them all in one ball. He picked every struggle and put them in one. Whatever your thoughts about this, people, the problem here is the emotionality that Black people have been taught to have. They've taught them to have this, and it's been bred into them. If you want to say that there's a generational thing in Black people, it'd be this: generational overreaction. It's a general overreaction that everybody has, it seems. You are mad at everybody for everything, for every reason, and no reason all at the same time. When the ones that are emotionally mature tell you how you should behave to get things done, you don't listen.
Right.
When you don't listen and something bad happens, you still blame the people for not telling you how to behave. Then you blame the system for how you behave and the results you get because of how you behave. But when you're told how to behave so that you wouldn't have this continue to happen, we are Uncle Toms. We're sellouts. We're coons. You're racist. You are all kinds of terms you call us. But you know what? We're not the ones getting our family shot up. Guess what? We don't have Pookies. We don't have Ray Rays. We don't have a generational wall of crime in our family. We don't have to worry about being pulled over by the cop, but for speeding, being cordial with the cop and going about our way. We don't have to deal with that. You do. We've been trying to help you to not have to deal with that, but you seem to like it. And then when we don't behave like you, you're mad at us. You can stay mad. We don't mind if you're mad. As long as I'm alive, you can be mad. My children are alive, even when they do stupid stuff. You know how I can get my child out of stupid stuff? By going to the cop and saying, listen, man, I understand my kid did something absolutely stupid. What do I need to do to get this process going? That's what I did with my son. You know what the cop said? Okay, here's the paperwork. Here's what you got to do. Very matter of fact. I said, all right, thank you, officer. All right, I'll see you guys. You can take him now. That's all you have to do. Literally all you got to do. We're seeming incapable of doing that. Always seem incapable. And when you don't act like that, you don't care. No, it's because I care I don't act like that. Because I know that my actions can have a direct effect on my child if he gets arrested.
Right.
Suppose my child could just get away with a warning and I walk up because the cop is talking to him and I go off on the cop. Right then and there, I could put in jeopardy my child and my safety right off the top because of my stupidity. If y'all don't want to hear it, don't hear, man.
One of my biggest fears right now, though. So I'm old enough. I'm not going to tell y'all how old I am, but y'all can see the
53.
White. Anyway, I'm 29 with a little bit of experience. Anyway, I'm old enough to remember I went to the University of Cincinnati, and back in 2000, I think it was 2000, maybe 2001, there was another kid who was killed by the Cincinnati police officers, a guy by the name of Timothy Thomas. And I still remember, like, over the Rhine, Avondale, Clifton, all these places, and they are predominantly Black areas, started rioting and breaking up their own neighborhoods. And this is back around about the time Jerry Springer was still the mayor. And the emotionally mature Black people were like, let me ask y'all a question. Why are y'all destroying our neighborhoods? Like, if you're upset, you're supposed to be upset at the white folks. Why are y'all destroying our neighborhoods? Why are y'all doing this? And that's a fear for me right now, that this kind of emotional intelligence is going to rear its head up again, and you're going to have some more of this nonsense.
There will be. We called it a couple of weeks ago, didn't we? We called it a couple of weeks ago. They're going to end up having some more riots like they did in Kenosha.
And it's not even summertime yet.
Not
so you wait
planning
until summer.
Yeah.
And it was the same thing when LA went around Rodney King. I was in high school, and they burnt down the city I grew up in. Like, they was burning it to the ground, and they was targeting the wrong people. You know what I mean? They were burning down everyone's and everything, and I just see this happening again. It's going to be another emotional outbreak, over-emotional outbreak, and they're going to end up starting riots and starting all this other stuff to burn down cities again over this.
I anticipate a revamp of the Watts riot.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I foresee. Is a new age Watts riot. That's what it's going to do. Because right now the racial tension is very high, and it's not because of actual things happening, it's because of what people say that's happened. And this is exactly what they're hoping for. So they can paint one side, the other way, paint the other side, and have the two clash. And then you'll see that, oh, see, this is why America is divided, but blah, 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 blah. And you know who the one people are going to get the most damage? The innocent ones. The ones starting the riots ain't going to be killed. They're not going to be hurt. You're going to find some innocent people walking down the street, don't want no part of it. Stray bullet hit them here. Somebody walk them, knock them over. They raid a store, kill the owner. David Dorn's going to start happening everywhere.
Yeah.
Watch it. And when police act up and put them down, oh, racist police. You know, Jim Crow all over again.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to end up being this combined with the Carmelo Anthony thing, and then the white lady, and then the other white lady on Piers Morgan. This is going to look this summer. This summer is going to be crazy. It's going to be lit, absolutely lit, and I mean like burning down stuff, not like good. The place is going to be on fire.
It's brewing in the major cities, but the beauty about it, or the good thing about it, is that you're seeing a lot more Black people, with critical thinking skills and emotional intelligence, not actually calling out this behavior now. More and more, you're starting to see them call it out. We're tired of seeing that you guys are making us that just want to live our lives. You're making us look bad. So we just continue to do it because it ain't going to be good if another idiot cancel summer.
Mm-hmm. It'll be interesting. Very, very interesting. There were some names dropped from the Diddy list, by the way, y'all.
Uh-oh.
We might need to talk about them. There's a certain person on it that was running for president. Yeah. Just I'm just saying. I mean, I'm not saying what she did. I'm just saying that her name's on it. What I was glad for, and I saw somebody in the comment section said it too. There's one person I was so glad wasn't on it. Although I know there are some things about him still. Reeves wasn't on it. I was happy to see that. I was so happy that Neil wasn't on there, man. I'm telling you, I was so happy. So if it's one that I could find some sort of hope for, I hope it's him. Like, honestly, I really don't want to hear nothing bad about the man, but come on, man.
I was talking to you backstage, and they said that Diddy is going to snitch.
We'll see. I hope he do.
They said it's going to tear up the music industry. It's going to destroy it.
I hope so.
I hope so.
I really do.
Yeah.
One less problem. Well, we'll be back Friday. If you haven't caught our videos on Too Strong, please go do that. And make sure you turn the notification. I got a text from somebody saying that they're putting this new tag on our channel saying, do you want to see content from this creator? So I'm guessing that they're tired of us and they want us gone. So we'll just keep doing what we're doing. When that happens to us, we'll just leave and we'll stick to Rumble. So Too Strong can't have that yet, but please go check us out. Either way, we'll be back. And if you guys are not subbed to Glenn's personal channel, please go do that. Mr. Full Service. In fact, let me see if I can grab that for y'all so you know where to go to. We get that.
You get all that smell good.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. I got it. Mr. Full Service is back. And here you go. Paste it there for you, YouTube, and for you Facebook people. And then for your Rumble people, there you go. Go check that out. Enjoy him. He's not live often, but he does put some good content on there because he's now with us. So we have him under an NDA. No, I'm just kidding. He's not. And he's under a non-compete as well. He's not allowed to talk to anybody else's platform but us.
It's crazy.
And he's supposed to think when we tell him to think. Huh?
We weren't supposed to mention the NDA, man. Remember we had that
Sorry, my
agreement?
bad. I'm stupid. I'm black and I'm slow. What can I tell you?
Young scholars.
That's right. I'm a physicist. I'm a physicist.
Rocket
So we'll
scientist.
catch you guys on Friday. Either way. But if you know anybody that has volatile ways of thinking, try and talk them off the ledge. And it may not work, but they can't say you never tried. If you try once, you try twice. I wouldn't try no more than that. They're not completely retarded. They might be in action, but they can never come back and tell you, why didn't you warn me? You can just look them dead in the face and say, really? All right, cool. So make sure you do that. At least help them out a little bit and see what happens. Mr. Lee?
Like, share, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you Friday.
Peace.